Hello everyone, I'm Isan. In this video, we'll compare the cameras of the Samsung A25 5G and the Samsung A35 5G. Okay, now let's dive into the camera comparison results. First, we'll compare outdoor photos taken with the rear cameras on these two smartphones. In this initial comparison, the purple color in the flowers appear more saturated in the Samsung A25 photos, while the HDR looks better in the Samsung A35 photos. This is most noticeable in the background, which is more contrasty and detailed in the A35 photos. However, the green color looks more saturated in the A35 photo compared to the A25. In another example, the red color in the flower is more vibrant in the Samsung A35 photo. The dynamic range also looks better in the A35 photos, with clear contrast and detail in the background. In a different example, the color saturation is slightly higher on the Samsung A25 compared to the A35. For detail and contrast in the background, the A25 photos actually look a bit better. The dynamic range also appears slightly better in the A25 photos, while the A35 photos look a bit overexposed, causing some background details to be lost. Next, we will compare the photos taken with the front camera. The Samsung A25 consistently produces better detail in front camera photos. This is clearly visible in several samples we took. In contrast, the skin tone in the photos from the Samsung A35 appears too white and a bit paler. The dynamic range in the front camera photos is also better in the Samsung A25 photos, which is evident in a more detailed sky background. The photos from the Samsung A35 front camera show a background that is overexposed and loses detail in the sky. Additionally, the color saturation is higher in the Samsung A25 photos. Next, we will compare the results of indoor rear camera photos. The photos from the Samsung A25 show a warmer color tone compared to the A35 photos. In another example under more challenging conditions, the dynamic range is better in the Samsung A35 photos. This is evident in the clearer sky background, which is not overexposed like in the Samsung A25 photo. The same improvement is also noticeable in the ultra-wide camera photos. Then when comparing photos of other objects, the colors in the Samsung A25 photos appear more saturated and detailed. This is particularly noticeable in the detailed photo of a bag, which shows richer color in the A25 photo. Similarly, when photographing fruits, the A25 photos are more detailed, while the A35 photos show more saturated colors with fruit. This consistency is seen across various fruit photos. For other indoor photos that don't require high dynamic range details, the results are also quite similar. Next, we will compare rear camera photos at night. In the first photo, the A35 appears warmer and more detailed, while the A25 photo looks paler and the colors are less vibrant. For night photos with the ultra-wide lens, the situation is reversed. The A25 photo is slightly warmer than the A35 photo. For photos from the main camera in other position, the A35 photo remains warmer and more detailed than the A25 photo. Then when we took a photo of the lighted cafe sign at night, neither phone achieved optimal detail. The A25 photo appears slightly overexposed in the text. Next, when we compare the ultra-wide lens photos in the same position, the A25 photos are slightly darker compared to the A35. Next, we will compare the rear camera video at Full HD 30fps resolution. For videos with the main camera on the Samsung A35, the colors look more saturated, while the colors of the videos from the Samsung A25 seem a little duller and less vibrant. The A35 videos are also slightly more stable when recorded while walking. When it comes to the ultra-wide videos on the Samsung A35, the details look too sharp, giving the impression that they were excessively processed by software to enhance the details. This effect is consistently seen in several other video examples as well. Next, we'll compare front camera video at Full HD 30fps resolution. Both phones struggle with dynamic range, and the HDR feature doesn't work well. Neither smartphone maintain details in the background under very bright daylight conditions. The Samsung A25 produces more natural-looking skin tones in its front camera videos. In contrast, the Samsung A35 front camera videos show skin tones that are slightly reddish. Then for video stability, the Samsung A25 front camera is more stable than A35. This is noticeable in the video result in the background, which is less shaking in the video of the Samsung A25. Next, when comparing rear camera video quality at 4K 30fps, the video is more stable on the Samsung A35 compared to the A25. The colors of the leaves and the sky are much more saturated in the Samsung A35 video. The dynamic range also appears better in the 4K video from the Samsung A35. Next, we will also compare super steady video using the rear camera at Full HD 30fps resolution. The Samsung A35 video in super steady mode appears a bit more detailed, but overall it tends to be darker. In contrast, the Samsung A25 video is brighter overall in super steady mode. However, videos in super steady mode on both smartphones are equally stable. The color saturation is higher on the A35 when using the main camera, while when using the ultra-wide lens, it is higher on the A25. Overall, the Samsung A35 offers better image and video quality with HDR and improved color saturation, especially with the main camera. However, the Samsung A25 is not far behind. In some conditions, the A25 can even produce better photos and videos than the A35, especially when using ultra-wide lens and front camera. Then if you want to check out other comparison of the recent Samsung A series smartphones, you can tap on the video that appears on your screen. I hope you find this video helpful. See you in the next one.